Yes. Let's talk a little bit about owner communication. Did you do anything different than before with your owners? Because obviously you have owners, most of them are from out of state. They're nervous. What did you do to calm your owners down, if anything? Let's start with Kim.
We do updates to them in our software. We're able to text people, email, etc., do newsletters. So we updated them every time there was something new that changed with the eviction moratorium or ways that we're working with people. We just constant communication with them and letting them know instead of feeding the information down, instead of them looking to us like, hey, what's going on? So just constant communication with everybody.
How about you, Liz? You're in Colorado. Are most of your owners out of state, like in Florida, or are your owners local? What's the deal there?
So just like all of you guys, my owners are all over the country and even out of country sometimes. And we did the same as Kim. We sent out updates every time there was a major turn of events, not just for each minor decision, but the major turn of events. We were sending information to the owners. And now we're going to the owners to find out, are their properties covered or not in situations where we need to know that so we can move forward with possible notices and evictions at this point.
Tia?
You know, the one thing that we discussed with our homeowners was those that are coming up for renewal right now. Typically, we would do renewal inspections. And in our case, our inspector is over 65 and in remission from lung cancer. So he's only got one half of his lung. So we're being very careful about sending him into properties. So the communication with the owner was, we would normally do renewal inspections. In this case, we're halting them. Do you want us to go ahead and renew without the inspection, or do you want us to maybe let them go month to month and renew once we can get in there and it's safe for everyone? So we're just getting them a little more involved in our decisions so that we're covering our butts in the long run.
Great. Mario touched on something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is in Florida, at least thousands, and when I say thousands, I mean probably 20,000 people out there who are managing between 5 and 20 houses. And obviously those people, if they're smart, they need to either focus on management or get out. What have you done, if anything, to take advantage of the fact that they're the ones that are struggling the most right now? These smaller managers, the ones that shouldn't be managing probably, are probably struggling the most. At least I know for a fact they are struggling the most. Have you changed anything in your marketing? Any of you done anything different with marketing to try to grab those accounts and to get these people to either sell them to you, give them to you? What have you done in terms of marketing and COVID?
I'll start. How about that? Nobody pay attention to the phone number, but we sent this out, and it was just kind of a little, hey, is your rental at risk? And we sent it to, absentee homeowners in different areas, and it got actually great response. And obviously you have to put a little disclaimer in there if you're already professionally managed, but it wasn't that. We were just looking for people that were basically DIY landlords, and that actually had a great response. And some of those folks had no idea that things had changed. And then just when we would discuss one or two, we did a bunch of videos to both our owners and tenants, and we'd send a couple of videos to these folks, and that has really helped us kind of convert some new customers.
Kelly, what about you? Anything different?
No, not particularly. We've still got a steady flow of opportunity coming our way. We've kind of evolved a little bit into more of the multifamily, the more serious type investors, and so we haven't really had the opportunity, or I should say the need right now, to seek out any DIY landlords. We are definitely seeing it out there, and some of them are coming to us without having to market, just simply because they know they're in over their heads. And a lot of times people think that the legislation that's being enacted, especially on the West Coast and in the Seattle area, it is difficult, and it makes it more difficult to manage a rental, but it certainly makes us as third-party managers in more demand. And it creates a market for us, and people get scared and think, well, I don't want to necessarily sell my property, I don't want to get out of the business, but I'm over my head, and so they'll reach out. So we haven't really had to do that at this point.
Anyone else take advantage of the mess that others are in right now in terms of your marketing? You upping your marketing right now? What do you see? Are you doing anything?
You know, we have been marketing to the landlord that's got themselves in trouble for 2 years now. We bring in about one a month at least of a landlord who put someone in off Craigslist or things like that. So what we've done is pulled back some of those advertising and just re-looped them in and said, hey, listen, if you don't want to do the eviction, we offer an eviction processing where we will charge you a fee to do the process. But if we take over management, it's cheaper and things like that. So we're just pushing the advertising that we've been doing for the last 2 years.
Mhm.